It's Sunday and time for another video. Today we're going to work in the sewing tag book. I have figured out how I was going to bind it, and I will show you that, but I have it all bound and we're ready to start decorating the inside. So I saw this binding method on a Tracy Fox video, which I will link for you below. And I wanted to give it a try on this particular tag book because I thought it would be a good place to use this type of binding, since it is a tag book rather than just a regular journal. So first we'll go through that, and then we're going to put some trim and stuff on the edge and start decorating the inside. So this is another little one that I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you on this one, and that way you will know how to do it. So what I used is, this is a Tim Holtz fabric washi, and I thought this would be the easiest thing to use. I'm sure you could use paper or you know, anything to cut these little strips with, but any kind of tape, really. But I just thought this was cute, and I thought this would be the easiest way to do it. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to, after you decide what you're going to make your journal out of course, is you are going to take the top page and you are going to put 3 of these little strips on your page. If I can get the tape off. Sorry, my hands are inky. I've been quite busy this morning working on tags and products and all kinds of fun stuff. And so I'm already inky. Alright, so you're going to want to put 3, and you can do, depending on your size, you could do, you know, 2 on the front one, but I just think 3 is probably a better number to make it more sturdy, like when you flip. And we'll just do a page or 2 of this so you can get the idea, and then we'll move on. I actually only have 2 pages cut. And I did not glue this, and the reason that I didn't on my other one is I wasn't sure, because I hadn't decorated the pages, how thick my journal was going to end up being, and so I didn't want to commit myself with the glue in case I needed to make the pages, you know, make the tape wider apart so that it would handle all the pages. So, but you can definitely, you know, reinforce it with some glue. Okay, so there's our first page, and let me see, I got that real straight. I just kind of evenly space the 3, and then you're going to flip that over. Okay, this is the next page, and so I'm going to flip that over, and then I'm going to put 2 I really should have done something besides this paper bag, so you didn't have to see me sit and fiddle trying to get the tape off this, the back off this. Okay, so when you do your 2, you're going to want to put the piece in between like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, try to get them evenly spaced. One more. Come on, guy. Get off here. Nobody wants to see me pulling backs off. Okay, and so this one would go about right here. Alright, so you got your first piece with 3, and you're going to take those 3 and wrap them around. And some of you may have seen Tracy do this, or someone else do it. So you got your 3. And so this next one, you would go back to 3, and then you would take your 2 and wrap around. And I'm just going to do that real lightly because I don't have my 3 to do. And then you just continue doing that through the whole, all your pieces that you're going to make your journal out of. And so what you'll end up with is you'll have alternating pieces all the way through your journal. And you can see it makes it really sturdy. It flips really well. And you have a nice, sturdy little journal. Okay? So that's all I did to bind that. So what we're going to do today is I have some lace and some parts of a zipper and stuff, and we're going to put this on the edges. And I will be gluing everything because, as we all know, I don't sew. So let's do that. I haven't put any pockets or anything in this yet. I just wanted to focus today on getting all the edges done. And yes, I know it's strange that I'm doing a sewing journal and I don't sew. I do appreciate sewing very much. I just don't do it myself. Alright, so there's that one. Alright, and then I thought it would be cute to take just a zipper. Any of you guys that have been following me for a while know that I do the tags that are made with a zipper, and these are the drop pieces. A lot of the tags that I find at thrift stores and stuff are very long, and they're way too long for a tag, and so I keep these little cut-off pieces that don't have the zipper on them, the zipper parts, and I thought they would be real cute on the edge. So we're going to put one of those there, and I'm just going to kind of alternate different patterns of lace. I've coffee dyed all this lace. I hope I have enough. I didn't even count to see if I had enough pieces. And I'm alternating between, I have a couple of the zippers gray, and I have one zipper, one gray trim. So I'm going to kind of spread those grays throughout. So there's that one, and then I'm going to do the gray, which will look really good on this page actually. A lot of these it's hard to tell what is the bright side, and I guess some of them don't matter. And I am using the 3-in-1 glue for this, of course. I just feel like it's the better lace for better glue for lace, better lace. So you guys gonna watch any football today? I'm trying to get all my, that piece is a little short. Save that one just in case. That one's even shorter. I guess that's alright. I don't guess that matters too much. I'm trying to get all my crafting done so I can watch football. We don't have a team left. My husband is a Patriots fan, and I was kind of cheering for the Titans, and they both lost, and heartbreaking losses last week. Good losses, but lost nonetheless. So now I don't really have a preference. I just want them to be good games. Okay, now we'll go back to the gray zipper. Oh, look, and that's gonna look really good. The paper that I used in this is, the pattern paper is Blue Fern Studios. They're sewing paper kit, paper pad. And the plain paper is just avocado dyed paper. Because I wanted to include plain paper so that we'd have lots of journaling space. So there's, each flip has one pattern paper and one avocado dyed paper. So what we'll do is we go through and embellish this. We'll probably do, you know, some kind of collage or cluster and leave the page mostly available for journaling, and then put our pockets and tags and everything on the decorated page. Wish I had one more gray piece. There's that one. See, I'd like to have a gray piece there and then finish with one of the others. Wonder if we could, I'll tell you what I might try. I might try to put some, I'm gonna skip that one for the moment. glue right there. Just didn't get it far enough over is the issue. Okay. Well, that's drying a second. I'm gonna walk over to the other side of my room here and grab an oxide, and we're gonna see if we can turn that gray. Okay, sorry about that. I think I told you guys before, my messy station is not the same as here where my workspace is. So my oxides are a couple steps away from me. Okay, this is going to be an experiment. It may be a total fail. This is weathered wood oxide. We're just gonna see if we can make this piece gray. That seems to be working pretty good. You guys have probably already done this. I've never done lace. I have another journal to show you that I did this weekend, and I am in love with it. And I can't wait to do another one. Guys, I think that worked really well. What do you think? I'll make sure it's not going to wipe off on everything. So I'm going to use my hands to see if it's going to wipe off. But no, it seems to be fine. Okay, so let's glue that one onto here. This paper is really cute. Like I said, it's Blue Fern Studios. But I thought it was really cute selling paper, so I'm kind of excited to use it. And I've got some drop pieces that, you know, to make my pockets and stuff out of. Okay, let that dry. And let me check my other pages and make sure they're not all sticking together. And then we'll trim. Okay. Seem to be all right. Give that one just a second. I don't know if you guys watch Gail, but she uses a spatula to smash down her lace like that when she uses the Fabri-Tac, so she doesn't get it on her hands. And I think that is a brilliant idea. I keep meaning to go to the Dollar Tree and get me one. So that didn't build up too much bulk, which is good. And that's what I was saying. You know, I don't want this to end up being, you know, gator mouthed when we get done. And so that's why I haven't glued my strips, because I feel like that if I am getting to gator mouth, I can go back and loosen these up so that they'll lift up more on this end and keep more of an even book. Alright, so let's trim all these off. Not with those scissors you're going to. These are my Tim Holtz scissors, and they have gotten really dull, my little bitty ones. I'm sure it's from cutting stuff I don't need to be cutting with it. These are the medium-sized ones, and they're still good and sharp. Like this. That's probably what it's from, is cutting these zippers. So we will use those to cut that off, since we already know they're dull. Yeah, I was really happy with the way the binding came out, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be sturdy enough for me so the book wouldn't wobble. And it seems to be just fine. And you can see on this one, I've got two avocado dyed papers together, but the reason being is I wanted the one on the back to have a pattern. So I'll do something on one of these to embellish it more, so that it's not just plain avocado paper. I probably will end up loosening these up a little bit once I get the pockets in, but we'll see, because I think if I'm embellishing some on this side, we might run into, you know, it needing to be loosened up. But you can see by this binding, it lays really flat, and I really like that. Alright, so there are our edges, and I think that turned out really cute. So the next thing we'll want to do is start putting in some pockets, and some tucks and things like that, so that we can put our little, I've got several of these little vintage, like we put here, the vintage little thread cards. I've got several of these that I'm going to use, and some other pieces that are from the set, the paper kit, and we'll go through and, you know, make us some pockets and things, and probably do some collaging as well. I don't know, let me see what's in my scrap. Woo, I about dropped that. This is my little small paper scrap box. I don't know if I have any drop pieces from this paper kit in here yet or not. They may be still in my to be sorted area. But we will see real quick. This is where anything that will fit in this box, I keep in this box as a scrap. And I've got another box that has cubby holes in it. It's a bigger box that I put my bigger scraps in. I don't think I've put anything from this paper pad in here yet. Nope. Not yet. I've also got these cute little stamps that I'm gonna use. I got these at Tuesday morning, and I do not know what the set is, but this is the stamp that I use to make the little piece on the front. But it also has little scissors and sewing machines and buttons and thimbles and some, you know, other sewing items. So I've got those to use. And I also made this, which I hope I get to use somewhere in there. This is an old piece of embroidery, and I just made like a little skirt on that same stamp. So I think that turned out really cute. So I'm hoping I get to use that inside there. And then here's another one of the little cards. And like I said, I have several of those. And then I've got some scissors and some buttons and just some other things like that. I've got several of these little vintage embroidery pieces that I'd like to incorporate if I can. There's some in here, but I have a ton of them in my drawer. And I've got some little charms. I've got a thimble. Here's another little pair of scissors. And these scissors, I actually, in this thimble, these were both silver. I don't know if you can see those. I'll hold them up. They were both silver, and I didn't like them. And so I put them in a cup, just a plastic solo cup with some ink, alcohol ink, sepia, I think it was the color, and swished them around and let them dry, and it dyed the scissors to a more suiting color for me. So if you haven't tried that, you need to try that. That works out really cool. And what else do I have in here to use? There's another pair of scissors. And those are just from, I think that's Joann's. That's a Joann's brand. And I've got some little snaps. They aren't vintage, but I am gonna switch out the card so that they look more vintage. And I want to figure out how to use these too. These were sewing needles, wooden sewing needles. And I cut them off to fit this journal, and I'm hoping to put those down in a pocket or embellish a page or something with them. I thought that would be cute. And then I've got several different kinds. These are just samples that I have in here. Several different kinds of like eyelash trim and sari silk and you know, things like that to use. And I've also got some little fabric pieces, and I've also got a really nice cutter quilt that I'm going to use some pieces from. So I think it's going to be a really cute journal when it gets finished. And I'm actually going to hang these right now. I'm going to take just some bulb pins and hang those from the lace. If I can find the colors I want. Nope, those are gold. I'll end up taking all these out to not find the color I want. Put them back in my little muffin tin over here. Oh, I've got more. Because I've also got this little vintage sewing machine. So let's get one more. This one right here. Okay, and let's hang these. And I might also tie some kind of ribbon or something on there. Eyelash trim, something. We'll see. Okay, let's do one about here. Oh, I feel like I'm all thumbs today. You're probably thinking, yeah, you're acting like you're all thumbs too. Alright, and we'll do the scissors. Whoa. That ball pin was shooting projectile there for a minute. We'll do this one toward the bottom. Kind of spread them out a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's cute. Like that. So that's my plan, guys. And we'll just continue to work on it until we get it done. And the next time we'll do pockets and start working on some of the embellishments. But let me show you this other journal, and I'll show you how to kind of put that one together, and then we'll call it a video for today. And oh, you know what else though? Duh, squirrel. I think it would also be cute to hang some buttons off there. Do I have any here that I want to? This is my little junk, what I call my junk drawer. It's just a little, it's actually an ashtray, but it was hanging on, I went to an estate sale, and it was hanging on somebody's art table. And it has a clip. I'll show you. It has a clip on it. It's very vintage. It's very cool. And I keep it as my, what I call my junk drawer, because I put all the little pieces that might get knocked in the floor or that I have left over from something. I throw them all in here, and then when it gets full, which it is now, I empty it out and put them up, like, you know, where they go, where I store them. But, and then I put my Tim Holtz letters on the bottom, and then it clips over here on the side of my table. So that's just a little fun fact. That means absolutely nothing, but if you ever hear me talk about my junk drawer, that's what I'm talking about. It's not really a drawer, it's just a little, that little thing. Alright, these are in there, and then let's see what else I have here within reach. I have a ton of buttons, or at one time I had a ton of buttons. They're getting kind of low now, and one of my good patrons of my shop actually messaged me this morning, and she has a ton that she is getting rid of, and so I am looking forward to getting those from her to see what she has in her little stash. So I love little buttons. Alright, I don't want white. Got quite a few gray ones actually. I could use some brown ones too, since I have that brown one. That one's not bad. Okay. Let's start with those. Alright, so do we want bigger ones or do we want smaller ones? What do you think? And do we want are bulb pins gonna work on those, or do we need something else? I have those little safety pins, like the little Tim Holtz ones, but I don't know if they would work. That would be different. I think they're gonna be too small to fit. Yeah, see, that's not gonna work. So we're gonna have to use the bulb pins. I do want to use some of these in this project though. I think they're cute. Alright, so we're gonna dig through the pins again and find the same color ones. Okay, let's see. Well, I think we're going to do definitely want to do this one. try to space them kind of like in between where we put the charms. Alright, so now let's do this one. Or do we want this one? I think I like this one. This little gray, and it's kind of a gray and white, off-white. Let's do it. Right here. Sorry, I know you can't see that, but I'll flip it up when I get it in there. Okay, so now that's what we have. And then I think I'm going to move the scissors up a little bit. This lace that doesn't stick over as much, it's not as easy to get it in there. There we go. And then we need one more button. And I think I'm going to do this one. And the reason I'm choosing the darker buttons is because most of the lace is the off-white, the coffee dyed off-white, and I think the buttons stand out more in this darker color. And let's put this about right here. Okay. So that's what we have. And I think that turned out really cute. Alright, so see, we've made progress. Got all our edges done. Alright, let's put this mess up and then we'll go on to the other journal. Okay, this is the other one that I worked on. This binding in this journal is absolutely not my idea. This was done by Suzy at Shabby Soul, and I watched her video and I was so intrigued by the way that this was put together. I think there's been a couple other people do them as well. I think Tracy Fox did one, and I think Barbara at 49 Dragonflies also did one. And I'll link those Suzy's video below, since she was kind of the originator of this, I believe. And then, like I said, 49 Dragonflies has one, and Tracy Fox has one as well. Okay, so this is an accordion style journal, and mine does vary kind of in the way, not the way that it's put together, because it is put together exactly like her video, but the way it's decorated, I guess. I did take some things that she did, but my content and things like that are a little different, and I am just in love with it. And in fact, I already have my book cover chosen to do the next one. So what this is, if you're not familiar, is it's an accordion style. So this is the front. You can flip through it this way. We'll go through it in detail here more in a minute. And then you can just keep flipping, and it's also decorated on this side. So if you unfold it, this is what you have, and it's decorated on both sides. Too cool, huh? And I did mine kind of nature themed. It's my favorite probably subject to do, and I made it grungy, and Suzy's is grungy too, and she used Tim Holtz stuff, and it's gorgeous. And so I wanted to do mine more nature themed, but I do have Tim Holtz papers and a lot of Tim Holtz stuff in here. I've also got digitals from Rachel at Broxit Creations. I've got some of my porch print stuff in here. I've got some Louisa Heinzel stuff in here. I've got some Marxology stuff in here. There's lots of different digitals and tags. Tracy Fox. There's some Tracy Fox labels in here. And so it's a good mixture of a lot of stuff. On the cover here, this is an old vintage photograph holder from a album that I got at a estate sale, and it's all falling apart and everything. And so I took one of the pieces, and that's what this is. These corners are actually buttons that I got at Joann's, and so I use those. The good thing about these is they're plastic, they're not metal, and so they're not as heavy, and you don't have to wrap them around. They're just flat on the bottom because they're intended to be buttons, and so they make really cool embellishments on things that you don't necessarily have to have a corner on to protect something. This, of course, is a Tim Holtz die cut, and I've just put some German book page behind it with some cheesecloth and a little piece of copper wire for the antenna. And I did this with Distress Oxides. I put it, on my glass mat, smushed the butterfly around in it, and then dried it. And then I did some stamping, and that's how the butterfly came to be. So the book cover is an old book that I found at the thrift store. It was actually a Shakespeare book, and it is very old, but it was falling apart. So I kept the insides, and then I repurposed the cover for this. And then I just went through and did pockets like crazy. And if you want me to, leave a comment below. In the next one, when I go to put it together, if you want to see video of how it goes together, please let me know, and I'll be glad to, put the next one together on camera, on film, whatever you call it, video. It's not film, but you know what I mean. And I just went through and embellished it. I made this kind of like the personal section of this, little field guys, naturalist book. And I've got a copy of a driver's license in here. And then there's this little picture that's a Tim Holtz, but it says to Mom and Dad. And so I thought that was cute. And he's carrying around a picture of his daughter in my mind. There's a ticket stub, there's some notes, and then there's some more note paper. And you take that out, and I just made a little slot here for that to slide down in. So that's just my imagination of what, you know, this guy's keeping in his little book. I wanted it to look like it, you know, he just stuffs papers in it or whatever, and so you'll see there's stuff, you know, sticking out the top and out the side and out the bottoms and beyond the size of the journal. And Suzy does that with hers too. You know, she drops the pages down, she tears them. You can see all these edges are torn, and they're hooked together in one long piece, because that's how you get the folds here and, you know, back and forth to do the accordion. You know, everything in here, there's lots of little Tim Holtz cards and tags and whatever, filling these pockets up, and it's all, you know, removable. It can come out. I made these little slides with the coin holder, and I think that I did a video on those, but they're just little, I think these are the $50 ones, and I just grunged them up to look like slides. Everything has writing space. This is a tag turned upside down that's made that tuck, and I've got a little feather charm hanging on it. This is Louisa. So I think the thing that I like best about this type of journal is, anybody that watches my channels know that I like dimension. This is the perfect journal for that, because it's going to puff up no matter what you do to it. And so you can use embellishments that are as thick as you want to, and it's going to end up looking good, and it's going to end up laying pretty flat. And I just love that. And so I've made little tucks and spots everywhere. This is a Rachel postcard. And you can see none of the edges of the pockets or the tops of the pages are straight. You know, they're all torn. Here's one of our little woven tag holders that I did. And so I took one of the ones that had the nature theme, and that's what I used. There's a little tag back here. There's a little pocket here. It has a couple of little things in it. And that's why I say you can put pockets and tucks and, you know, use your little flare pieces, which are hard to use a lot of times in a regular journal. But it works perfectly in this. And then here's the back of the book. You can see how nice and grungy and old the book was. So I didn't do a thing to that because I love it just the way it is. And then you just start flipping over from the other side, and you can see how much dimension you can do here. And this I did get from Suzy because I thought it was the cutest thing. This flips up, and there's a little bug and stuff underneath here. And that was definitely in her video on how to do that. And like I said, all these pockets are torn, and they're all just stuffed full of whatever. This is an old seed packet. Not an old seed packet, but it's a decorated seed packet. And it's got a pocket in the front, and it's got a pocket behind it. And see, this is one of those Tim, the really thick words. I can't think of what he calls these, but you can see it's really thick. It's got a lot of dimension to it, and it works just fine in this journal. Again, pockets, tucks, everywhere. There is a tuck right here. I didn't stick anything in it, but I did leave the butterfly as a tuck. And here's another one of these slides. And on this one, this is washi tape, actually, that I had that had the little birds on it. And I think that turned out really cute. Clips, you can use these clips, which I love. You can use the paper clips. There's another one of those thick ones. Here's one of those decorated envelopes we did with the flower die cuts. Works perfectly in this. The one thing that you do have to watch is make sure that whatever you're sticking in your pockets on the one side of the book, they're finished on the back, because when you flip to the other side, as you're flipping through, you're going to see the back side. So you need to cover or ink or make sure everything on the back side has been finished as well. There's another little tuck. So we're back to the front, and you can see how nice and flat it lays. And as a matter of fact, it could use just a little more build up on this side so that it does lay flat. But I love that. I love the style of it. I love the grunginess of it. And I love the fact that you can use all the dimensional pieces, because, you know, that's my thing. So there's that, and there's that. And so we've got a lot to do. This one is done. Sorry about that. Got a tickle. This one is done, and I'll be listing it shortly. This one I will get some pieces together so that in the next video that we work on this one, we're doing pockets and tucks and embellishing. But I'm really happy with where it's going so far. I think it's really cute. And yeah, I'm liking that. And then this is, if I can get it here without knocking everything over, this is what I have picked for the book cover for the next one of these. And so, like I said, if you want to see me put one of these together, please comment below and let me know, and I will wait and do, you know, the construction part of it on camera. So, and you can see this is very old cover too, so it's going to be, you know, it's got a really cool inside. And so I'm not going to do a whole lot of that, but cut the spine off and then decide how I want to, you know, do the front and the back. So that's it for today, guys. Tuesday will be, I saw it on Pinterest, and I have a really cool project picked out. If I can figure out exactly how to do it. I've been kind of looking at the pictures, and this one I have not been able to trace it back to the original post, and so I don't have any instructions on anything, so we'll be going just from picture, but we'll see how that goes. And I want to thank everyone that has been to my shop this week and placed orders, and that's what I'm going to finish up today with, is getting some orders packed up to ship out. And if you're new, thanks for joining me. And if you're old, I'm old, but if you were already subscribed, I do appreciate it. Your support is very important to me, and I appreciate you commenting and let me know how I'm doing, and let me know if you want to see certain things. You know, I'll be glad to try anything once, as long as it's not sewing. I won't be willing to try that. But other than sewing, you know, we can work on these projects together, and I really do like sharing what I do with you, and I hope that you enjoy watching as much as I enjoy sharing. And until Tuesday, everybody have a good safe week, and go watch some football. Talk to you later. Bye.